Rent or buy? This is what this video is about, because in 2024, you have to make a decision. Do you want to continue to rent? Do you want to buy? Do you want to sell your home and rent? Who knows, right? But I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show you the difference between renting and buying, because you have to take a lot into consideration, probably more things than you normally would. This video is going to break it down in detail. What I would do if I was renting, what would I be buying? And if you want to know what I would do, stay to the end.
Damn, looking dead, they broke the mold. Give you some more, make it overdose.
So if I were thinking about this high level, the first thing that I'm going to consider is, what does it cost to rent something versus me buying something? Let's just say I had a little bit of cash. Let's say I had $10,000, right, for a down payment. This is my down payment. So I've got $10K that I want to put down, and I'm like, do I want to buy a property or do I want to rent a property? I got $10,000, I'm looking around. Well, with $10,000, just to be clear, we need to determine how much house I could buy. Now, I'm not going to calculate your debt to income and everything, but I would tell you this. With $10,000, if that's all I had, and that's what I was going to use for my down payment, I would need to factor in down payment and closing costs. Typically, that's going to be about 5% of the purchase price of the home. It's 3.5 of that is going to be the down payment, and probably another 1.5 to 2% would be closing costs, but you can negotiate that. But I'll just use a 5% rule. So what I need to figure out is, what is 5% equaling $10,000 of a larger number? I'll do the math real quick. It is $200,000 times 5%. That's going to equal $10,000. Okay. So if I had 10K, I could buy a $200,000 property. If I was going to buy a $200,000 property over here, what I would want to factor in is, what am I going to pay on that monthly payment? At today's rates, I'm probably going to get a 7.5% interest rate over 360 months. Now, the reason I put 300 months is because that's 30 years. That's a standard rate. So if I take out my handy dandy calculator and I go to a mortgage calculator, I can't do the amortization. That would be badass if I could do that. I have a calculator for this. So I'm gonna go to mortgages, and I'm gonna put in here that I'm gonna finance. Now, for the sake of remembering this, because I'm gonna use 10,000, 3.5% of my 10,000, or 3.5% of this is what they require down. So that's gonna be roughly $7,000. So the reason I'm saying that is because I've got a minus 7K, and this equals 193K, which means this is what you're going to finance, okay? So I'm gonna finance $193,000. And my rate, I said, is gonna be, or my term is 360 months, and my rate's gonna be 7.5%. Now, with those things in mind, my mortgage payment would be $1,349, $1,349. Now, I don't know about you guys, let's talk about this. If I bought a $200,000 home in the area that I live, or probably anywhere in the country, $200,000 in today's standards is not going to be like a nice, amazing neighborhood. It's not going to be top notch. Now, that's not to discredit anybody who lives in a home that's $200,000. I'm just saying, you're probably not going to get the amenities that you want, meaning there might not be a real nice park nearby. You probably won't have a 2-car garage, maybe a 1-car garage. Maybe there won't be a sidewalk in the road, on the side of the road. It'll be just, curb and gutter. Nothing wrong with this. But knowing that, that's what I'm expecting to get when I buy this $200,000 home, and I'm going to pay $1,349 to buy this home every month. The one thing that we're not calculating, or the two things we're not calculating, or actually it's 3: insurance, taxes, and cost of ownership. So when you own a home, there's repairs and maintenance. Like, even if you bought a brand new home, there's always gonna be something. A light bulb goes out, the yard needs manicuring, something gets clogged. You got all this crap that just happens. So let's just say with $1,349, it's gonna go up to probably about $2,000 a month. I'm just gonna guess at this, okay? Now, the reason I'm guessing at it is just because I don't have accurate numbers, but let's say I'm gonna pay $2,000 a month to own this home. Now, this isn't including light, water, internet, all that stuff. Now, rent, okay? And by the way, actually I should stop here and I should say, that $200,000 home is probably, I'm gonna guess between 1,000 to, let's say, 1,500, depending on the neighborhood, square feet. That's the size of it, okay? So it's 1,000 to 1,500 square feet. It's just a guess. Now, if I wanted to rent, okay, no matter where you are in the country, we're gonna do comparables. So I'm assuming this is gonna be in a very comparable area. To rent, since I have rentals in my market, and I know this is a favorable condition in my market, I know if I wanted to get, actually, let's go back. This is probably a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, or a 2-2, somewhere in the neighborhood. So what would I need to get over here for a 3-2, right? I'm gonna guess they get a decent 3-2 in our neighborhood is good. In our neighborhood or hoods, I would guess it's gonna be between 1,000 and we'll call it probably 1,500, depending on where you're at. So I've got 1,000 to 1,500 versus 2,000. Now that's it though. I don't have any property taxes. I don't have any insurance. I don't have anything. So let's just say the lighter, it's gonna be 1,000. So let's say this is our number. So I've got $1,000 is what I've got to pay every month, but I don't have insurance, I don't have taxes, I don't have any other expenses other than light, water, and everything that I would have normally. So the difference between the 1,000 and the 2,000 is $1,000. Now, the reason I'm articulating this really well is because if I were to say, should I rent or should I buy? There's only one reason that I would rent versus buy, is if I could have enough savings from renting that it justified it. Because here's the deal. The reason I'm paying this much money over here is because of this high rate. So let's assume that I lowered the rate, the interest rate. And let's say I lowered that rate to 5%. My mortgage payment went down to $1,026. It changed by $300. Now I'm at 1,000, maybe I'm gonna go to 1,500. Now it's a $500 difference in savings. Now, why am I saying this? Now I have to decide, is $500 savings a month good enough for me to rent? Maybe. Is 1,000 in savings every month good enough for me to rent? I think it is. So if I were gonna buy, I would say, you know what, screw that. I'm not gonna buy this house. I'm spending an extra $1,000 a month to live there, and guess what? This over here, this has amenities. I guarantee this apartment complex has a playground for my kids, probably has lighted parking, has maybe some amenities in a clubhouse, has a swimming pool, all those things, and I'm making $1,000 or saving $1,000 a month. It actually makes more sense to me. If I were gonna buy, I would probably say, nah, this doesn't make any sense, let's rent. Because now I'm saving $1,000 a month. Now what I would do with the 12,000 that I'm gonna save in a year, I would save that up so when these market rates go down, I'm ready to pounce. And my 10,000 that I had, by the end of the year, this will be 22,000 because I didn't have to put any of it down. So now I have 22,000 in savings because I'm saving 1,000 a month. I may not own anything, so I'm not getting equity, but it's okay. Honest truth, on this payment over here, guys, this $1,349, out of that, I guarantee I'm only paying like $200 to principal. So I'm not even paying down the debt. In a year, this balance of 193 may be 192. So I paid down 1,000 in equity, but if I own the house, versus I got 12,000 in my pocket if I rent. Every day I'm gonna rent in this scenario. Does that make sense?